Hello there everyone, I am Janabe Daud, the last reporter for Group 2. So I'm going to report about the legend of Lucretia, Cloelia, Pluto and the River of Styx, and the Roman myths of Hercules. Before we start to our formal discussion, let's have icebreaker first. This called jumbled letters X would you rather. The mechanics of the game is first is pick a number that contains your name. I prepared the list of your names and the one who will be picked will be arranging the jumbled letters. After that, the person who arranged the jumbled letters will choose a number and the one who will be chosen will answer the following question. That game entitled Would You Rather. So let's start. What do you think is this word? If you think it's sacrifice, then you're correct. So the question is, would you rather sacrifice yourself or be selfish at all? Why? Next is, what do you think is this word? If you think it's bravery, then you're correct. So the question is, would you rather show bravery or show kindness? Why? Next word is this. If you think it's underworld, then you're correct. Would you rather travel on past or in future? Why? Next is this. If you think it's love, then you're correct. Would you rather still love the one who break your heart or have revenge for what she or he do? Why? And for the learning outcomes, at the end of the discussion, the students are expected to identify the characters and events in a story, determine ideas or themes of the story, and prepare for participation in a range of conversation with classmates in expressing of ideas and reflection about the story. Let's start. The legend of Lucretia, one of the most famous heroine in Roman mythology. Though historians argue the facts have actually occurred, Lucretia committed suicide after having been raped by the son of an Etruscan king. Following the event, rebellion against the Roman monarchy at that time led by Lucius Tarquinius Superbus occurred and the most prominent families formed a republic. Lucretia's husband was the first consul of the Roman Republic. Lucretia was a noble woman in ancient Rome. She was the wife of Lucius Collatinus, a member of ruling aristocracy. The marriage between Lucretia and Collatinus was considered as an ideal marriage union for Collatinus was a devoted husband, and Lucretia was a model of woman virtue and fidelity. Lucretia was famous for her beauty and was considered as a model of womanhood. The story started at the house of Sextus Tarquinius, the son of the last king of the Rome. The men started talking about their wives. So everyone praises their wives excessively. They are arguing who's the most lucky in terms of their wives. And then they decided to surprise their wives to see how they behave when they are not expecting their husbands. So the wife of Collatinus, Lucretia, behaving virtuously, while the wives of others are ready to go out and have some party. That's the time that Sextus Tarquinius started his lust against Lucretia. Several days later, Sextus Tarquinius goes to Collatinus' home and is given hospitality by Lucretia. When everyone else is asleep in the house, he goes to Lucretia's bedroom, knowing that Collatinus is not around. He threatens Lucretia with a sword, demanding and begging that she submits to his advances. She shows herself to be unafraid of death, and then he threatens that he will kill her and place her nude body next to the nude body of the servant, bringing shame on her family as this will imply adultery with her social inferior. And then she submits. But in the morning, she calls her father, husband, and uncle to her, and she tells them how she lost her honor and demands that they avenge her rape. Though the men try to convince her that she bears dishonor, but she disagrees and kills herself for punishment for losing her honor. Brutus, her uncle, declares that they will drive the kings out and all of his family out from Rome and never have a king in Rome again. That's why they have the Rome as republic country. When her body is publicly displayed, it reminds many others in Rome of acts of violence by the king's family. Her rape is like the trigger for Roman revolution. Her uncle and husband are the leaders of the revolution in the newly established republic. Lucretia's brother and husband are the first Roman consuls. When we say Roman consul, it's like the senators. It consists of 12 people that is 12 people that is ruling a country. Cloelia. This is one of the earliest Roman myths. Cloelia was one of the Roman girls who was taken hostage by Lars Porsena, the Etruscan king. After the end of the war between Clusium and Rome in 508 BC, Cloelia managed to flee the hostage camp, leading a group of other Roman virgins across the river. King Lars Porsena was so impressed by her courage that granted her the wish to keep half of the hostages. She thus picked the best Roman soldier. Cloelia, a Roman virgin, was one of the hostages given to Porsena with other maiden and boys. Is said to have escaped from Etruscan camp and to have swum across the Tiber to Rome. She was sent back by the Romans to Porsena, who was so struck with her gallant deeds that she not only set her at liberty but allowed her to take with her a part of the hostages. She chose those who were underage, as they were the most exposed to ill treatment. Porsena also rewarded her with a horse adorned with splendid trappings, and the Roman people with the statue of a female on horseback, which was erected in the sacred way. Another tradition of a far less celebrity related that all of the hostages were massacred by Tarquinius with the exception of Valeria, who swam over the Tiber and escaped to Rome. That the equestrian statue was erected to her and not to Cloelia. So the significance of this story derives from her courage act of leading a group of young girls away from their captors and across the river of Tiber. The legend of Cloelia is an outlier in the fables of most brave women, as they were often depicted as simply defending their husband, while Cloelia was seen defying her male captors and leading a group of women to freedom. So one of the reasons Cloelia's story is significant is because the Romans rewarded this act of courage new in a woman with a new kind of honor, an equestrian statue. And the River of Styx. No one knows much about the River Styx. No one alive, that is. The Styx was a special river to the ancient Greeks. The River Styx separated the world of living from the world of the dead. As the story goes, when Saul reached the River Styx, a boatman named Charon would give you a ride to the underworld. But the ride was not free. If your family had not lured you with a coin to use as a payment, you were stuck. Some souls who did not have coin tried to swim across the River Styx. Some made it, but most didn't. For those souls who received a ride in Charon's boat or managed to swim across the river, there was a little to do on the other side except wait to be reborn into a new body. This soul would not remember their prior life. They would start over as an infant. So unlike the ancient Egyptian, the ancient Greeks didn't spend a lot of time planning for their afterlife because they did not expect to be there very long. So what do you think is the symbol of coin when we are going to apply it here in present world, in present time? So it may be our good deeds, no? The coin symbolizes maybe the good deeds that we do when we are still alive. So, for you to be able to go in paradise or to go in heaven, you need to have good deeds, no? For you to pass or for you to to pass to the paradise. So, that's like our ticket, no? Our ticket to go in paradise and to go to heaven. The stories of Roman mythology are full of great heroes, but none of them faced such difficult challenges as Hercules. His story began when Zeus, the supreme god of Olympus, fell in love again with a beautiful young mortal, Alcmene. She was married to Amphitryon, the king of Tyrants. After knowing about her husband's infidelity, Hera's jealousy became uncontrollable. Enraged, she sent two poisonous serpents to kill the baby. The snakes slither into the cradle where Hercules and his brother are sleeping. Alcmene awoke and found baby Hercules strangling a snake in each hand. But Hera kept up her dirty tricks. When her stepson was a young adult, she cast a kind of spell on him that drove him temporarily insane and caused him to murder his beloved wife and their two children. Guilty and heartbroken, Hercules struck down Apollo, the god of truth and healing, and begged to be punished for what he had done. Apollo understood that Hercules' crime had not been his fault. Hera's vengeful actions were no secret, but still he insisted that the young man make amends. He ordered Hercules to perform 12 heroic labors for the Mycenaean king Eurystheus. Once Hercules completed every one of the labors, Apollo declared he would absolve of his guilt and achieve immortality. The first heroine act is slay the Nemean lion. Second is slay the nine-headed Lernaean hydra. Third, capture the golden hind of Artemis. Fourth, capture the Erymanthian boar. Fifth, clean the Augean stables in a single day. Sixth, slay the Stymphalian birds. Seventh, capture the Cretan bull. Eighth, steal the mares of Diomedes. Ninth, obtain the girdle of Hippolyta, queen of Amazon. 10th, obtain the cattle of the monster Geryon. 11th, steal the apples of Hesperides. And for the last act is capture and bring back Cerberus. And for that, always remember that according to Nick Vujicic, your character is formed by the challenges you face and overcome. We should be thankful for each new challenge because this will build our strength and character. Life challenges are not supposed to paralyze you or paralyze us. They are supposed to help us to discover who we really are